Very good evening, friends, and in this video we are going to create a new applications for demonstrating the power of the fragment. So let me create this application. I'm going to name it as fragment demo. And as you all know, fragments are the small chunks of the pieces which behaves like the independent entities, but they have their own lifestyle and they should be embedded into the application. For that I need to create the layout for them. So first let me have the layout for my fragments, and then I'll embed them into my main activity. So this is the one layout, and I'm going to name it as the fragment one, and the root element will be definitely relative layout because that suits the purpose of this application. So here I go to name it as a fragment one, and then it is just a simple application. So I would like to have just one text view, and in that text view I'll just write one simple name so that I can identify that this is a fragment 1. So here I using the relational, like the relative layout, so that's why I need to provide some constraints. Okay, so I will try to keep its width as the match parent, but its height just little shorter, maybe 200 something dp will be sufficient because this is just a demonstration. Action will provide in the next video. So now this one is done. Now let me change its layout height to be 200 density pixel, and here it goes. So and just I need to provide some background also. So let me provide the bottom constraint, or you can say the alignment to the bottom because it's not a constraint layout. Anyway, whatever you naming is not that bad. So I need to provide, just let me change the text of this one to fragment 1, and then I think I should provide some background color to it so we can recognize on the basis of the color provided to it. So let me change the background, Android background color from the color primary, or I can take any other color also. This primary is dark. Let me see the design view. This is what it is. So the text should be white because, and some text size also should be a little different. So let me change the text size to be 2420 SPs, and then I provide the text color as white. So this is it. And now here, at least by just the look and feel, you can identify that this is my fragment 1. So I just copy and paste it, and just I will change the name and the background color. So this is to save some time. So this is fragment 2. So this is the layout I just copied inside, means I created another layout and named it as the fragment 2. So here inside this I just need to change the background color and the text on it. So I took at the rate of Android, and then I pick one color. So okay, this one is fine, white is fine. So the text and the text color all remain same. Okay, I think I should go for another color for the first one also. This is okay, this is different. Okay, now I just need to create the Java classes for these two fragments. So I need to create a Java class for the fragment 1 as well as for fragment 2. So I create a new Java class, name it as the fragment 1, and then after creating this one I will simply copy and paste it to create another one. That will save my time. So this is my fragment 1, and this will have the superclass call as the fragment from the, this is I'm using Android X. So this is Android X dot fragment dot app fragment. So just you create on create view, and then you can override just one simple function, not this one. Okay, so just let me create on create view, and this is it. So instead of all these I don't need, I only need some layout inflator, and along with the IDs I can provide some information. So I'll use return inflator dot, I'm not creating view here, I just want to return the inflated view. So inflator dot inflate r dot layout r dot layout dot fragment 1 and fragment 2. So these two things need to have some IDs. So let me provide the ID for this one. So this is Android ID and this is the fragment 1. So I'm going to name it as the ID as the fragment 1. So at the rate of plus and slash, this is fragment 1. Then I create another one, and this one is already created. I'm just providing the IDs to both of them, because the fragment 1 and fragment 2, these should have some IDs, and with the help of those IDs only you can access those fragments. So the Android ID is at the rate plus ID slash fragment 2. Okay, so fragment 2, so these two IDs. Now I'm coming back to this one. This is my fragment 1.java, and there I would have a layout as inflator dot inflate r dot. Okay, this is all fine. Okay, I'm going into the Android. This is main activity, and then I need to have some container here to store the fragments. So I'll use the frame layout for them. So since I have two fragments, I'll use two frame layout. So this is the frame layout 1, and width is match parent and height is wrap content. Okay, and then I provide name as the container 1. Okay, because this is going to contain the fragment 1, and one more I need. So I can simply copy and paste it, or you can just create another one. I can simply copy and paste it, and let's change the ID as container 2. That will save my time. Here it is. So these two are created, and now I need some constraints to provide the constraints to them. So I'm not finding constraint. So instead of that, I just change it to the relatively as a linear layout and make the orientation as the vertical, so I don't have to do anything, and these two fragments will be coming one after another in vertical order. So I change the orientation as the vertical. This is done. Then I go back to my this activity main. Now here I'm back to the fragment 1. So I need inflator dot inflate r dot layout dot fragment 1, and then you provide container and false. So container false. This is done, and just to save my time, I simply copy and paste these two, and I'll change only the this layout dot fragment 2. So I simply copy this fragment 1 Java class and paste it in the very same folder. Then it will ask me to change the name, and then there I will do it. So I name it as the fragment 2. So this is done, and just you go inside this function and change the layout as a fragment 2 instead of the fragment 1. So this is my fragment 2. Okay, so here I'm done. Now I go back into the main activity.java, and there I'll create my so objects for these two. So first let me create the objects for these two. Fragment 2 is fragment 2, and the fragment 1 is fragment 1. Then I need to instantiate these two objects with the help of new keywords. So the fragment 2 equals new fragment 2, and then I need the fragment 1 equals new fragment 2. These two are the objects of the type fragments which we have just designed. So now I need to get my support manager. So get support manager dot begin transaction dot replace, and then r dot id dot you can use id, that's better, r dot id dot container, r dot id dot container 1, and then it has to be replaced by fragment 1, but individually they are free. Like you can have another fragment there and that will be replaced, but here I'm not just using replace, but there's nothing there. These two containers are empty. So dot replace r dot id dot container 2 comma fragment 2, and then dot commit. So here we are done, almost we are done. This is the end of video. Now I'm just going to run. This is commit and this is done. Let me run the application. You'll see that these two fragments coming in the linear layout, just one after another, and there you'll find that they are so beautifully placed, and these two are placed on one activity called as the main activity, and these two fragments are into the two containers, and that is the container 1, container 2, and both are the frame layout. So here it is done. So now just I change size of these two containers. I simply provide some margin to these. So I provide as the Android layout margin 50 density pixel. That is fine from all four sides, the 50 density pixel. And if I just copy and paste, or you can see I just do the same thing for the other fragment, or go back to the fragment 2, and there also I do the same thing. So both these fragments will have the margin of 50 dp around them, so that will make it little more pretty and cleaner. So now just let's see this. Thank you very much. You get the better results, and then subscribe to our channel, and that will say how you can provide some action to them. Just wait, here it's coming. And here, this is the end of the video. Thank you very much. Just subscribe to our channel and have a very nice time. Thank you very much.